Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a replay between Jinro and MYMDemuslim here on the scrap station, or this is me giving you a shoutcast. I had to go back and start this replay right. So yeah, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between MYMDemuslim and Jinro here on scrap station. Jinro spawning at the 2 o'clock position, meanwhile we have MYMDemuslim spawning as the teal Protoss at the 12 o'clock position. So both players starting off their game, and we'll see what exactly the strategy is going to be. However, MYMDemuslim going for some sort of proxy gateway once again. That's going to be a very gutsy move already, and now going to go ahead and move this probe to this high ground, trying to do any quick checks, making sure that there's nothing over here as this pylon now being warped in. Now Jinro, we'll see how he responds to this early proxy pylon. This proxy pylon will mean that zealots are going to be in this base very, very early, and he really needs to go for some sort of double racks technique. Now going to go ahead and move out and scout out with this SCV. So Jinro scouting out with the SCV a little bit earlier, also making sure that there's no gateways or pylons or gateways being warped in on by these destructible rocks, as we've seen a lot of Protoss players do in the past. The Muslim now going to go ahead and get down the second gateway, so we're going to have a dual gate proxy rush on scrap station. Jinro also getting that refinery down, so we'll see whether he goes for Reapers or Marauders. Reapers are now this better counter, the opening counter to than Marauders, as Marauders do not have that concussive shell and they are not able to kite those units. SCV trying to pull back away, trying to not take damage, gonna go ahead and run inside with all of his friends and now perhaps try to take down that one single probe. However, in the base of the Muslim obviously not getting any additional building, so Jinro knows that something is definitely wrong. Takes down one of those probes very easily. However, a gateway already being used with that chrono boost to get that zealot in very, very early. Marines now being produced as well, and now a bunker being laid down. That bunker with a range of, or adding one range to that barracks, will give that Marine a range of, I believe, 7. So yeah, no, range of 6. So the range of a Marine is a little bit less than the range of a Marauder. Now that SCV needs to pull back away, perhaps able to pull away, trying to only mine from those mineral patches, that has a little bit of range from that single SCV, from that single Marine in that bunker. Now trying to deal some damage towards that command center, but really not going to be able to do much. Are we going to get a surround here? Yeah, so a nice surround, and that one zealot going to be in a little bit of trouble. Once again, pulling back away. 3 zealots continuing the fight, and now that one zealot going to get taken down as it is surrounded and not really able to do that much more damage. So continuing the fight, and now are we going to get a Marauder? No, now a Reaper. So a Reaper being produced, and going to go ahead and try to jump on into this one particular... just jump into this one bunker. Give me one moment. Alright, welcome back. Needed to make sure that people knew I was shoutcasting so I don't get any random MSN messengers. Bunker now up and running. Where's that Reaper? Reaper continuing the fight, trying to take down some of those zealots. That Reaper is down to 2 hit points, so not sure what he's really going to do, and now only has a single barracks. That single barracks isn't even producing. Okay, now producing a second Reaper as well, so we'll see what that Reaper does. Is that Reaper is able to deal damage towards this probe line. However, that one Reaper only has 2 hit points, so one zap from a probe will in fact take him down. More Reapers still being produced. Are we going to go for a 3 barracks counter rush at this stage in the game, as these gateways are still very, very vulnerable? It looks as though Muslim now trying to macro up his army, but this Reaper going to be able to come in and take down some of these probes. One probe taken down. How is this going to work? Will that Reaper be able to escape? Yes, able to escape. Going to go ahead and jump back up perhaps, and then get a couple more shots off. Yeah, down goes another probe. So continuing the fight, trying to deal damage toward these probes. A lot of these probes continuing to mine. We'll see how this is going to work, as that once again that Reaper going to try to come up that ramp. However, we have a second Reaper already along the way. Second Reaper once again on the move, and now more tech labs being put down, and still more units continuing to fire. Wow, very nice micro by Jinro. Jinro microing these Reapers as though his life depended on it, and which it really does in terms of this game. And a Zealot still unable to really push back in. Another Reaper kill, so continuing to get those kills. However, another Reaper going to come in and finish off another one of those probes, so the Muslim is now significantly behind, as that Reaper for some reason dropping D8 charges instead of going after those probes. Continuing to push against those probes. Army-wise and unit-wise, we have 2 Zealots. In the 2 Zealots for the Muslim, while we have 1 Reaper, and that 1 Reaper being microed so well, able to take down so many units. The Zealots now trying to come back to this base. However, a single Reaper may be able to catch up and start dealing damage once again, as it's going to be 2 Reapers against 2 Zealots. That Reaper dealing some getting a couple of shots off and now trying to pull back away. Perhaps able to hold position once again. Able to get a couple more shots off. Those low hit point probes trying to pull away. Reapers still able to continue to pull back and able to take down another one of those probes. Very nicely done. 3 Reapers now produced, 2 Zealots, and now a Stalker now finally being warped in. However, that Stalker needs to walk a very, very long distance to get back home. Reapers continuing to tear apart this mineral line, so a lot of probes taken down, only down to 7 probes. The Stalker now will be able to shoot down, able to focus down one of those Reapers. Reaper down, there it goes, and that final Reaper will have to get the heck out of dodge. However, Marauders are gonna go ahead and take down these 2 gateways, and without any gateways, the Muslim needs to warp in gateways once again in order to just macro up any units. He is behind on probes, behind on tech, behind on production, and just behind. Don't know what else to say besides that. Marauders and Reapers continuing to deal their significant share of damage. Jinro now scouting out with that SCV, making sure that there's no additional things that he has to really be worried about. Those 4 Marauders and that 1 single Reaper will be able to take down these buildings very easily. That Reapers do less damage against buildings than Marauders do. That should be significant point of reference or point of note. However, the Reaper obviously does cost only 1 food and 50 minerals less in order to produce it. Marauders once again on the move. Command center. Why would you build a command center there? Oh, do not want the gateway to know that that command center is in fact up and running. Destructible rocks quickly getting destroyed, and reinforcements will be able to come in boatloads. As there was triple barracks strategy? No, yeah, triple barracks strategy, each with the tech lab. Reapers being produced, Marauders being produced. Gonna go ahead and head on up that ramp. That 1 Zealot taking the brunt of that damage, and MYMDemuslim obviously knowing he's not going to be able to counter that army, says GG. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for Game 3 in this best of 3 matchup between MYMDemuslim and Jinro. This is Protoss signing off.